And welcome back to another episode of Underdog Podcast. It's been a few weeks since I did a podcast, and to be honest with you, I ain't got no real reason why I haven't been doing one, just other than been fucking lazy. So don't have no accountability or don't trust or hope or any expectations of me of dropping a fucking podcast every day, every other day, once a week, because I am inconsistent and I will do the shit when the fuck I feel like doing it. I'm such an asshole, man. That's why I can never be famous. I can never do that shit. I can, like, no. Like, you will never see, like, me on a daily schedule constantly doing these things where I might do them a little bit more once I'm done with school. Maybe. I might do a little bit more, but, I don't fucking know, man. I don't know. I mean, there's plenty of topics to talk about. There's a lot of shit going on in the world. There always will be a lot of shit going on in the world. If you have not realized that the most entertaining thing on this planet are fucking human beings, man. We do some wild shit. There's corruption, there's power. You got the so-called good people, you got your bad people, you got your righteousness versus your fucking evil. You got pedophilia. I had to correct myself because I was watching this guy on YouTube and he was talking and he was like, why do you call it, why we say pedophilia, right? And this kind of leads into what I was going to talk about today anyways. How do you talk about pedophilia, right? How do you say pedophilia? Here he's talking about basically the abbreviation pedo, because I don't know if it's Latin or what, but I guess I could look it up. I think I have. I don't remember. But it's just simple logic because, like, when we say pediatrician, Pedialyte, we're talking about kids. If pedophilia is about liking pubescent underage kids, right? Prepubescent underage kids, why don't we call it pedophilia? When you say pedo, you're usually talking about a podiatrist, which is what? A foot doctor? If I'm not mistaken. So, so then you think like, oh man, that's a common mistake. But it's not, because when you hear the word pedophilia, or pedophilia, where you hear it from? You heard it in the media, and they told you how to say it, right? It's so weird. Or if anything, they never once have corrected it, because we should be saying pediatrician, Pedialyte, pedophilia. This shit is wild, man. This shit is fucking wild, man. You have to see this, man. Once you start to kind of open your mind and your awareness to understand that the entertainment, and I talk about this with my kids, because I try to make sure that they realize that what you're watching is entertainment, and they're also trying to program you and stuff. But when you're a child, you already have these questions. It's us adults that are already programmed and shit, and who have no idea what the fuck is going on. If you look into pedophilia within Hollywood and entertainment, there's a documentary on YouTube or on the internet. Hopefully, you can still find it, called "Out of the Shadows." You search that and you watch that, and you'll be shocked. But really, you can't even be shocked because what is it, Elijah Wood, the both Corey Haim and Corey, I forget the other dude's name, but they talked about it. Everybody alludes to it, and the media talks about it for a little bit, and then it goes away. That lets you know how much these people are in control and power. Because even the ones that are in positions of power and celebrity, they might be into it or they might not be into it. But the one thing that binds them all is they love their power, their celebrity status, and their money. So you can have an elite that's not even involved in it, doesn't want to be involved in it, but at the same time, it's like it's not going to say anything because they know how powerful the other people are that are involved in it. And I'll kind of touch on that a little bit later. But I watched the documentary, right, on Jeffrey Epstein, Filthy Rich. It's on Netflix. And just the fact that it was on Netflix, part of me knew this wasn't going to be a real fucking documentary. But I wanted to give it a shot anyways, because I'm like, okay, we know he's, the fucked up dude or whatever, so they can't like gloss over that. They have to illustrate how fucked up he is. But as I'm watching it, right, it's only 4 episodes. This motherfucker has been doing a lot of shit for a lot of years. I don't know how it's 4 episodes when I feel like Tiger King was what, 8 episodes, 7, 8 episodes, I think. And here, and even that, oh man, that one dude that I forget, a few years back when everybody was talking about that one guy that had a killing and murder, or was blamed for a murder and stuff where in this small city, a small town and stuff where, and it was like, oh, we could tell he didn't do it, and it was all suspicious and stuff. Even him, that shit had like 10 episodes. In fact, most docu-series you see on Netflix has about 8 to 10 episodes. Especially when it's, you know, distributed or whatever by Netflix and stuff. And it's not a third-party docu-series, which I don't even know Netflix even does the third-party docu-series anymore. I don't know if they do. I don't. I guess they still allow it. I'm not even sure, but because I remember I used to watch the Zeitgeist on there, and I believe Zeitgeist is still on there. I don't think they ever took it off. It's been on there since fucking Netflix been on there. Since 2000, what? When I first watched Zeitgeist in 2007, I believe. Maybe 2008, somewhere around there. Definitely watch Zeitgeist if you've never seen that before. The Zeitgeist 1, then Addendum was the second one, and Zeitgeist Moving Forward. And Zeitgeist Moving Forward should really be watched because it talks about Jack Fresco, who lets you know of a whole different type of economy, a resource-based economy, which I highly think everyone should look into. Is it plausible? Yes, it's plausible. But in order for it to happen, we have to change our whole mindset. And when I say we, I mean everyone operating in modern society. All of us. All those motherfuckers, we have to change that shit. Which wouldn't happen overnight. It will happen over generations. Because I feel like we have not evolved at all. And then I feel like it's been intentional. That the powers that be have been trying to make sure that they slow down our evolution. Try to make sure that only certain technologies get out. Because if you realize, our technology hasn't really advanced at all, right? Our technology hasn't really advanced. You like, oh, you say it advanced or whatever, but it's advanced only in areas that involve consumerism, right? Because you really think the best technology they're gonna have in your fucking hands? Fuck no, bro. All them satellites. Think about all the satellites they shoot up into space and stuff. Who the fuck those satellites benefit? Have you received anything other than what? Satellite radio? Satellite TV? Has anything, the technology that they have invented, has anything really been great for society? And you'll say some modern medicine and things like that, those technologies have been great for society, but it kind of like, it's just a tip. It's kind of like glossed over, like, oh, it does a little bit. But it doesn't really solve nothing, in which we know they can solve things. These technologies, what the fuck, like, they got quantum computing, right? Quantum computing. And they kind of throw it out there, oh yeah, we got quantum computers, but they don't really do too much. They could just solve a complicated problem that will take all the world's supercomputers to about 10,000 years to solve. They could solve it within about 30 minutes. But we're still at the early stages of it. Every time something like that is happening, oh yeah, we're trying to figure out how to cure disease. Oh, we're trying to figure out how to stop aging. Oh, we're trying to figure out how to do this, But we're still at the early stages of it. I remember hearing that shit 5 years ago, 10 years ago. And you hear it again, oh, we're still at the early stages of it. But it's like all this money is being funded into these things. And you're working around this, you're working on this around the clock. Where's the progress at? In fact, all this money that is tied into these different operations, these different researches, research facilities, these different research foundations, opportunity. Where's the results? You can be a worker at Google or Apple and not deliver immediate results or some type of results. Yet, these motherfuckers been developing and trying to find a cure for cancer for decades. with no results. With nothing. And they tell you, oh, it's a super complex problem. We have a really hard time. And you can tell me about microbiology and all these different things. And I know some of the basics and stuff. And I'm reading, I read the medical journals published by New England Medicine, published by .gov, who publishes their medical journals, medical peer-reviewed journals by other scientists. You can read these things. And even those things are still, they talked about certain things. But even those are just the ones that we know about. Think about the shit we don't fucking know about. To stay on topic, I was talking about Jeffrey Epstein. It's wild. It's wild. This documentary, Jeffrey Epstein, Filthy Rich. Guess what? They do not explain to you how the fuck he got all his money. It's still a mystery. And it's like, hold on now. I know you motherfuckers spy on everybody. You keep tabs on everybody. Yet you're telling me no one fucking knows exactly how he got his fucking money. Come on, man. And so Ghislaine Maxwell, because I don't know who the fuck thought was going to read that name in English and say Ghislaine, but whatever. Ghislaine Maxwell said her father died, right? And then he all his fortune, whatever, was stolen some before he died, and she said someone murdered him. And at the same time, Epstein has his random money out of nowhere and stuff. In the documentary, they show Epstein getting money from Wes Lexler, some person like that back in the 80s stuff, whatever. I believe so. And then he had an association with someone else too, and then they did a Ponzi scheme on Wall Street. But Epstein somehow got away from that altogether. And Epstein somehow was able to go to college for 2 years, drop out, and then go to another college and get a teaching job. And I had to kind of watch some of the stuff over because I was kind of talking and doing other things too. So I didn't hear all the details as far as how he got that. But basically, he just has his way with people where he gets their secrets and stuff, whatever, and then he can use those secrets to manipulate and control people. I mean, he's a clear narcissist, clear sociopath. So, but the whole documentary was kind of like, it alluded to the fact that Epstein was tied to other powerful people, but at the same time, they didn't go into those connections. And I get it, the documentary is about Epstein, but clearly there's a whole bigger picture to this shit. We don't know if Epstein's at the bottom of the pyramid, or at the top of the pyramid, or in the middle of the fucking pyramid. Or like, we don't understand the power structure, the oligarchy, or the way everything is set up and stuff. Like, how is it set up? Because you also have Pizzagate with James Alfonte. Is James Alfonte just a Epstein, but on a small version? Because who are these people now going to without Epstein being there? Where are they getting their fix at, right? Because they are into fucking little girls. They are into fucking little boys and stuff. They are into these occult, these different rituals and stuff. Where are they doing this shit at now? Think about it. If you're a drug dealer, if you're a person into drugs, you're addicted to drugs, you don't just have one drug dealer. You always have backups upon backups upon backups. You always got multiple sources you go to. You shop at Amazon. Guess what? Amazon has a whole bunch of other stores of sources for you to go through, and they use themselves as just a distribution, right? As a middleman to get products out from other smaller stores. When you go shopping, you look around, don't you? Because you want to find something. So the powerful elite people that are going to Epstein and stuff, they're not just going to him, they're going to other people too. And that's what's scary about all this, because we don't know. We don't know. The fact that this motherfucker went to jail, right? He in the documentary, which I didn't even know. I knew he got caught in Florida and stuff. But he was never charged with dealing with minors. He got charged with solicitation of prostitution and pled and other charges stuff, but he pled guilty to solicitation of prostitution, right? He pled guilty to that. Then at the same time, he only received like a year and something in jail. But then immediately as he got to prison, he also got work release. So this motherfucker was in and out of the prison. He said he was out for 12 hours. He'll come back about 8 p.m. So from 8 to 8 a.m. to about 7:30, 7 p.m., whatever, he's in his office. And they're saying that he's in his office, right? And he's getting women coming in and out of the office stuff. Oh, look, now a private investigator is hired on behalf of the victims and stuff. And here he is investigating. He sees, oh, look, because he's out of jail, he's out of prison now and stuff, and then he's on probation. He's not supposed to leave the country and stuff. He's not supposed to go here and there. He's not supposed to go outside the state of Florida. And he's traveling to New York. He's leaving the country. He's going on, hopping on his plane and stuff. What the fuck? And you tell me this one man has so much money and power that his power and money supersedes everyone else, even though you never heard of this motherfucker, really? And they said he's blackmailing all these powerful politicians and all these people around the world. But guess what? The documentary just alluded to it, didn't go into it. Like, this shit needs a whole fucking thing. Now, with the documentary, I noticed a person named James Patterson was talking and stuff. And giving his side of the story, or not his side of the story, but, talking about, his opinion, his views on the Epstein and everything. And it's crazy, because first I'm like, why is he talking? And then I'm like, okay, he lives in the Palm Beach area and stuff. And he's talking about how there's a bubble kind of over that Palm Beach area. Where like these people are so super rich and elite and stuff where they just they don't even see the world the same way. They see and then you go across the bridge and you're in West Palm Beach, you can see poverty and different things like that. And guess where these victims, these girls was coming from? Some of them were West Palm Beach area and stuff. He's all over the place with these girls and these victims. But James Patterson, I'm sitting there thinking, well, hey man, James Patterson ain't nobody. Have you ever seen the movie Kiss the Girls? That's based on James Patterson's book, Along Came a Spider, back in 2001. That's based on James Patterson's book. Let's see, First to Die is a TV show. He has some other things too that has been turned into TV shows or something on film and movies. But it's interesting to see how all these people seem to be just, next to each other, right? It's next to each other. That's what I'm saying. Some people could be involved, some people could not be involved. But the ones that are not involved, they're not trying to stop it. They're just kind of like, yeah, we kind of know, but we also know we can't do shit about it. And that's a wild thing right there. So as I'm watching this documentary, I'm like, oh, James Patterson. Okay, then I see at the beginning of the credits, oh, James Patterson Entertainment. I'm like, oh, look, he's also one of the producers of this. That's wild. I was like, okay, that is what it is. I mean, it's biased because one way or another is biased, depending on wherever he stands on the story. Truthfully, he's biased, but I just want the facts if we're going to do a documentary. And as I'm watching this documentary, I'm like, you know what? They're trying to tell me he's a monster, but they're kind of glossing over the underage of these girls, to the point that they make you question the victims, because the victims, in one way or another, Epstein set up a Ponzi scheme with child molestation. That's incredible. He had Ghislaine Maxwell and about 4 other women who all got immunity deals in the plea agreement that he had and stuff, which blows my mind as well, because this shit shouldn't even fucking happen. He got these deals and stuff. I highly suggest you still watch the documentary, but also, continue to critically think as you watch the documentary, as you should do with every fucking thing you watch. Every fucking thing you watch. Every fucking thing you watch. Critical think. Understand that nothing you watch is above propaganda and trying to brainwash you. Because I'm watching this and I'm keeping that mind state. Because I'm like, y'all showing me these girls, right? And you're telling me they were underage. And the girls will come on, they'll tell their stories and stuff. Or the women now, they'll come on and tell their stories. They say, when they're 16, 17, a friend that they knew in high school or one of their classmates or whatever told them that, hey, You can make $200 by massaging this old man. And it's weird because it was all the same story. It was all $200. And at the time, I'm thinking, what the fuck? That's just such a generic price, $200. Like, it's like he understood the psychology of certain women, of certain young girls and stuff. But it wasn't just him. It was Maxwell. So she probably understood, from one woman to another woman, she understood. She understood. And she personally procured these women too. And brought them in and stuff. But so these victims would go into Epstein, would go, and the girls would just be like, they were either in financial situations, some of them already had histories of abuse, some of them probably just low self-esteem, like, and at the same time, I'm thinking, you know what? They probably just cast out a huge net, and they didn't want even necessarily, being Pacific. They probably perfected it over the years, over the decades, and who fucking knows how long the shit even went on? Because Epstein's been trying to manipulate people since the 80s, and it's been working for him. So he has a way to manipulate people, as any narcissist, sociopath. And if they're in some fucked up shit that they know society will never accept them on, what are you gonna do? Try to make sure that you maintain power, attain power, maintain that power, so you can continue to do what you want to do and live out your life in the only way that you can live out your life without being, scrutinized, criticized, and I don't know, possibly fucking put in prison for a long time where you fucking need to be at. These pedophilia people and stuff, they need to be monitored. They need to be put away. And not necessarily, I mean, they don't do any actions. I don't want to strip and take away their freedoms if they haven't did anything. But these motherfuckers gotta be away from society, man. Like, hey, you just can't interact with us in society, bro. I'm sorry. Like, until we figure out what the fuck is going on, whatever, you can't interact with us. And that's even propaganda in itself, because as we sit here and talk about pedophilia and stuff, we're talking about is it a psychological disorder, is it an addiction or something like that? Look, that's even propaganda, because we're sitting here trying to figure out and understand and normalize this shit. Why? I just proposed that question. Just why? That's all I'm saying is why. I don't know the answer. I don't even know how I even really have an opinion on it. I just want to know fucking why. Why? But within the documentary, he goes on, and the women go on. They go to his hotel. They go to his house in Palm Beach and stuff. And there's other women too in different areas, in different parts of the country and in the world. But he goes in and does. They go in, they do the massage or whatever, and that's when he like tries to do something, sexual or whatnot. And then it's all these women that we know about that come forward on this documentary. They usually all freeze up and stuff, and they kind of have no fight or flight response. They just freeze up. They get shocked into the moment. And then, but the way they kind of tell it, and the women are telling it, and then you kind of see that these women are kind of off. And you can tell they're off based on their experience with Epstein. Like they kind of never, they recover from it, but to a sense that they can function in society, but they're still just kind of, you could tell, we're still battling with drugs and stuff, whatever. And at the same time, it's like they just cast out a net. So these are just the victims that came forward. What about the victims that are so fucked up, right? They are so mentally fucked up that we'll never hear from them. Because I think they talked about, it seemed like they talked about probably about 8 or 10 different women, the victims and stuff. But they know there are hundreds of victims. Hundreds of fucking victims. And we were talking, and the ones they're talking about was just the ones that are out in public. What about the ones that we never even know of, that weren't out in public, that really had nobody, that they can easily be wiped off the fucking map and no one will fucking miss them? And I'm saying this shit, the documentary didn't really go into how deep and disturbing this shit really fucking is. Because as they're telling me, these are minor girls at the time and stuff, wherever, and they're telling me, oh, these girls went in. He also made them into criminal liabilities. So the victims are also criminals themselves, which is fucked up. But that's exactly how a Ponzi scheme is. Like, that's how good he was at manipulating this shit and manipulating everybody around him. And then you have to question, what would you do for money? Because we're in a society where we're told to damn near worship fucking money. Your money is the answer for your survival and stuff. Money is the answer for your freedom. So you have to wonder, what are your standards? What are your morals for money? Can you be bought? Because apparently they always say everyone can be bought. Everyone just has a different fucking price. That's it. That's it. As I sit here and tell you, I don't want to be rich and famous. I don't want to put too much people on me and stuff. But damn it, who knows, man? They drop $1 billion sign in my face and be like, hey, you'll get this number if you just do this. I might be like, wait, what? I'm not gonna lie. I would have to sit there and think about it. I'm like, oh shit, god damn, like $1 billion? Maybe it's not even that. Maybe the reality of just like 500 million. I'd be like, huh. Wait, then you start to think like, shit, what you can do, what you can spend, and then you start to think, you know what, I can really put this money to good use and stuff, whatever. Then next thing you know, they got you. Ha, trap, motherfucker. Got your ass. Everybody has a price. Everybody has a price. I guess one of the biggest ways you can fight it is set your price to like $1 quadrillion or something. Make that shit so astronomical, you can never be bought. Theoretically. Theoretically speaking. But it's these girls went on and then procure other girls for him and stuff. One girl was like, I can't believe he tried to, touch me, and he pulled out his penis, where he pulled down my pants and stuff, and then I ran away and stuff. But I came back, and I've been working for him for 3 years. And he's like, what the fuck? But see that, and then that's the thing though. They got the victims who want to come forward and take it how you want to take it. But I'm trying to be objective as possible and look at this rationally, and kind of but also keep my emotions in check and still have empathy and sympathy for them. But the victims that came forward would have been the ones that were traumatized, but were able to either deal with it or was not as traumatized, or, in some form or fashion. Because a lot of them would just seem flashing and stuff. A few of them were raped. But once again, we're not even talking about there's probably ones that are way worse. There has to be. There has to be ones that are way worse. That have, and I don't want to compare their trauma, but there has to be ones that are pretty much something that happened to them that was unthinkable to us. And they'll never come forward. And there's ones that are probably dead. You have to assume that. Because with his power and his reach, it's beyond plausible. It's beyond plausible, bro. It's beyond possible. That shit is fucking wild, man. I don't understand this shit. This shit is fucking wild, man. This shit should be blasted on the fucking news all the fucking time. This shit should not, nothing else should fucking matter. And in this documentary, they kept showing pictures of Trump. They constantly kept throwing pictures of Trump in every episode. They kept showing you pictures of Trump. But it's like, wait a minute. They talked about Bill Clinton, but they kind of glossed over it. They talked about, Hillary. They kind of glossed over it. They talked about Prince Andrew. They talked about him. But they kind of just, they touched on it for a little bit for one of his victims, but then that was kind of it. I think it was Virginia Roberts was his victim. They talked on it and stuff, and then they kind of glossed over it. And Bill Clinton, like I said, they talked about Bill Clinton. Fuck, they talked about Chris Tucker. I was like, no, come on, bro. Come on, man. Friday, rush hour. Chris Tucker. Bro, you on the plane too, man? You going to Epstein Island? I was like, come on, man. But let that shit go, bro. Motherfuckers that can make you laugh, you listen to their lyrics and shit, you think they're cool. Guess what? You do not know these fucking people. You don't know what they're into. And that's the fucked thing. He could have just been in some sexual shit where he want to fuck young girls with her, but they could have been of age. But at the same time, there's young girls walking around and stuff topless. You have former employees and stuff working on the properties, working on Epstein Island, working at his Palm Beach house. They're walking around, they're probably looking like, oh, this is some wild shit, like this shit going on. But because they're afraid themselves. They said they did a couple of interviews. Palm Beach police, they did a couple of interviews with some employees, and they was like, nah, I'm good. The dude was like, I'm good. I'm not about to be sued or nothing. And then here's the fucked up thing. The women that did try to fight back and stuff, whatever, they got shut down. So that's even more scary because some of them didn't have no fight or flight, and they shut down then, and then later on they try to fight, and the ones that did fight and run away and stuff, and then immediately when they're reported, nothing happened. So everybody involved is literally powerless, bro. That shit is fucking wild. You cannot tell me that shit is not wild. Powerless, powerless, bro. The reaches and the stretch of power and the elite that goes on in this world. We're not talking about this country. Their spider web goes across the fucking world. You want to talk about world government? Shit's been here forever. This shit's been here. All they're doing is trying to slowly peel it away so they can show more and more of their true form. That's it. That's all it is. You were born into a world already in fucking control. Already, bro. You're late to the fucking game. You didn't even realize the game was being played. You're late. As soon as you realize it, because I said when I was younger, I was like, yeah, we could take back the world and stuff, whatever. And I still have those hopes. You really have to kind of change yourself and then kind of just, spread it that way. Make it spread like a virus, but in reality, it probably spread like some germs. It's going to go slow, right? Because you have to strip a lot of layers over it in your own mind to even begin to think that this shit is possible. Because when you hear shit talk like this, all you're going to hear is like, oh man, that's true. That's not true. That's something you see in the fucking movie. And guess what? The movie is programs. That's why they call it, that's what when they first had TV shows, they call it programs. This shit is programming you. I have to laugh at this shit because it's the only way to me, that's the only way I can cope with it. Is to laugh at it. Is to see the whole fucking joke of it all. I almost feel like there's a borderline between me and the Joker coming at mentality. You just look around like, bro, just laugh at this shit. Just laugh at this shit. How deep this shit goes. How the stretches of this shit goes. And it's not, I'm talking about just the recent modern year. I'm talking about from like 1913 or whatever in American history and stuff. But in reality, we're talking about, it probably goes back to Sumerian times. Babylonian, Egyptians, follow the rule or follow the power. Follow the power. And everyone just builds upon it in the next city, in the next civilization, in the next city-state, in the next country, in the next government. And they all just control power and distribute their power. And it continue to stay on the Epstein shit. I can't. As I'm watching it, and they're talking about the women and the girls. So as the victims are talking, during during certain episodes that are really throughout all the episodes, they're constantly showing you even the victims. They're showing you younger pictures of them, but they're showing you them in like kind of a provocative way, right? They're showing you in kind of provocative way. They're kind of, and you ain't realize that, but you're slowly being brainwashed. It can be like kind of thing like, well, these girls are looking kind of, they look, we know they're underage, but they look older than what they are. That's what they're trying to show you. But the girls that are 12 years old and stuff, whatever, at the time, some of the victims' sisters, like he fucking got the victims and he got their fucking sisters, bro. What the fuck? What the fuck? But their sisters were younger at 12. But there were no pictures of the girls at 12 because it really does not show you. You would think in a documentary like that, they would try to emphasize the monstrosity of it all. How this dude was really fucking young girls, 12-year-old girls, because pedophilia is prepubescent kids, male, females, little boys, little girls. They keep trying to show you shit where, oh, well, these girls look kind of older and stuff or whatever. Like, you can tell they all can look like they easily can pass for 18. Regardless, he got these motherfuckers at school. So that's what was wild. He knew they went to school. He knew things about them. He sent fucking flowers to one of the girls at school for her recital, so saying congratulations. Get the fuck out of here, man. Get the fuck out of here. And here they are throughout this documentary. They're showing me pictures of young girls at high school, but they're showing the girls in like short shorts. But kind of, and I'm saying like, wait a minute, why are you sexualizing this thing? I'm saying like, wait a minute, why? There's a lot of sexual little innuendos in his own documentary. And then it kind of hit me like, wait a minute, do I really believe that a powerful documentary against Epstein that we know is connected to other powerful people? Do I really think an actual unbiased documentary can be put out there? And that's the sad part. It can, but not on Netflix. Not on fucking Netflix. Because in order to attain a certain level of success, you gotta buy into what the people are already fucking doing at the top. I was watching Out of the Shadows documentary. The stuntman dude was talking about that. I forget his name, but he was talking about it. He's like, look, if you want a certain level of success, you really gotta do certain things, because they're not gonna let you in the club unless they know they can trust you. And you don't even have to be involved in it or part of it, but you're gonna be around it and you're gonna be associated in some way. Whether it's through several people, degrees of separation, or you're throwing up the all seen the one eye sign or whatever. You're throwing out all the different symbolism and stuff for pedophilia and shit. Like, come on. I was reading some of the Podesta emails, which I probably shouldn't have said on air, on recording and stuff. But it doesn't matter because they already spied on me and you and everybody anyway. So, whatever. So, I was reading the Podesta emails and the whole pizza thing. Bruh, no one on this fucking planet talks about pizza in that context the way these motherfuckers talk about pizza. I don't give a fuck how much you love pizza, who the fuck you are. No one talks about pizza in that context. Hey, yeah, coming over for a pizza party tonight. Oh, yeah, man, do I love that pizza. Oh, man, I want some more pizza again or whatever. Man, shut the fuck up. Bro, I know you're not talking about pizza. That's the thing, man. These motherfuckers are so arrogant that they really feel like, they can do whatever. And they'll throw that shit in your face because they love to brag about it. Because part of their occultic religion or spirituality, whatever the fuck you want to call it, they have to really not do things in free will, right? They want you to have free will, but at the same time, they have to be able to coerce you into it. So they're coercing you. That's why they're programming you into accepting it, because they don't want to do it just behind your back. They're gonna do it anyways, but they have to hide in plain sight because they kind of want you to know, like, this is what goes on. Look at what I'm doing, and then when it happens, you can't. They would be like, hey, oh well, told you it was happening. We put in this movie. You didn't notice it? Put in this documentary. You didn't notice it? Oh, Eric Snowden told you we were spying on you. You didn't do nothing about it. That's your fault. And honestly, not even when you think about it in that way, it's not even about really occultic. It's about liars. When people lie, what's the best way to get away with a lie? Is if the person you're lying or you're telling that lie to kind of just knows that you're lying, but doesn't do anything about it. If you ever dealt with a narcissist, I do. And it's hard. Because they know they're lying. But it's like, okay, you can call them out on it, but they're still going to keep fucking lying. You have to find other ways to basically shut them up and put them in their place. But these people have been in position of power for decades. I'm sorry, centuries. Thousands of years. Goes that far back. But I'm just trying to keep with recent times, just alone since 1913 and stuff. So in the documentary, like I said, they're constantly sexualizing things, and then they hinted at it. They literally finished the documentary stating, spoiler alert, I guess I should throw that out there, whatever, who gives a fuck. In the documentary, the last thing they said was, I think it was from Virginia Roberts, and she was saying, there's more monsters out there, and I'm trying to find them. And then the documentary is like, just shuts off. I'm like, what the fuck? Like, bro, is this a part 2? Like, are we going to go into it? Like I said, Jeffrey Epstein, filthy rich. Never do you really fucking know for a fact how he got his money. As they keep talking about how we really don't know how he got his money. This dude just kind of came out of nowhere. And that's the fucking thing. They always want you to be like, oh, this person came out of nowhere. Oh, man, this person rose to the top. And, no. This motherfucker has some connections. This motherfucker is somebody to someone or to a bunch of people. And one of the victims said that there was always cameras in his residence in New York. So there was all cameras all throughout the building, and they went back there and seen the computer screens and see how there's cameras everywhere. So his job was to blackmail people, right? And I say his job because I have to wonder, was he part of some kind of COINTELPRO, or, and I say it because I got it from, I think, Out of the Shadows documentary, or one of the documentaries I just seen, or Kevin Shipp, a former CIA agent. I think he kind of talked about this. I believe so. I could be wrong, but I'm gonna get into that soon as well. But it is these people, man, that they someone is backing everybody. Someone is backing everybody. So in order for Epstein to move around and operate and fly in and out of countries and all this other shit, people know who he is. On the island, everybody knows what he's about and what he's doing. How does man even fucking buy an island? And even when he died, apparently his estate or whatever was 577 million shit, and that he locked away, almost a way to make sure none of the victims get money. Now, did he do that, or did the people that killed him do that? And even in the documentary, they talked about it. Oh, wow, the conspiracy theory and stuff, whatever, because now everybody believes that he died and stuff like that. Bro, it takes no fucking brain cells to know that this man did not kill himself. This man did not kill himself. And the documentary talked about it. And it had the scientists on there talking about how the vertebrae, the bone, or whatever, it snaps a certain way, and it does not snap a certain way if you hang yourself. It only snaps if someone has put force into choking you or whatever. But I mean, you don't even have to know details of biology and anatomy, bone structures of the human body and stuff. It doesn't take a rocket scientist, a biochemist, any fucking thing that you can think of that you would think is higher form of intelligence and really, really smart people. Just look at the dots, man. Shit connects that shouldn't fucking connect. If this is random the way you tell me it's random, and you tell me it's not random, you're telling me that he has powerful people and powerful connections. So when he finally gets under federal indictment, and he finally gets arrested, and he finally gets into federal prison, you're telling me that he just happened to commit suicide. Get the fuck out of here, man. All the fucking people that want him dead, you're telling me he just happened to commit suicide. Bro, but that's how bold they are. That's how bold they are, because they lie so much and they're so arrogant. That's how narcissists are. They tell you a lie and they know it's a lie. They know you know it's a lie, but they still think that they are smart enough and cunning enough that you will believe the lie, or they can hide it right in front of you and just get away with it and shit. That's it. And then if anything, they'll just find something else to throw out there to distract you. That's wild, man. That is fucking wild, man. I can't get over this shit, man. I'm watching this documentary, I'm like, y'all just touching the surface of this shit, man. We're not even really getting into the fact that all these victims were minors. Legit fucking minors. He knew how old they were. He knew how old they were, bro. He didn't care. The people around him knew how old these girls were. They still participated. They still was involved. And then we got all these witnesses and all this evidence stuff. And Ghislaine Maxwell and Bill Clinton and all the other people, they'll still be like, oh, I deny all allegations, whatever. For deny what, bro? What the fuck are you talking about? You can't deny this shit. But nobody cares. Nobody cares. There should be a full investigation into Bill Clinton. Shit will never happen. Shit will never happen. And if it is happening, I guess it goes to those canons or whatever, saying that you got all these secret these trial stuff, but it's not in the public, as to not scare them and all this other shit, or to alarm everybody. The level of pedophilia and power, persuasion, and control that goes on in this country and around the world. These people are sick, man. People are sick. They should not be interacting in society. Definitely, without a doubt, at the level that they do interact with society. These people should be investigated for their association. Even Donald Trump, everybody involved needs to be investigated to their association with Epstein, man. You're innocent until proven guilty. All right, cool. Doesn't stop you from fucking us figuring out what's going on. Here's the thing. You and me, us regular people, always constantly being investigated. Always constantly being watched. All the fucking time. Everything you say. I'm on my iMac, right? You don't think I know Apple has an agreement with the CIA, FBI, NSA, all the defense intelligence agencies to allow them to hack into my computer to see my fucking face through my camera? I used to put shit over my camera. I kind of took it off, but I might need to. I know I need to put that shit on because sometimes that shit just comes on. Just comes on. The second I click the FaceTime app, it comes on. Like, wait a minute, why? Just because I open up the app doesn't mean my camera needs to fucking come on. What is the default setting? Why would you have that? Why do you even have that as a default setting if that's the case? Why is my phone listening to everything I say? Whatever the fuck I say, I open up something, next thing you know, I'm on Twitter and there's an advertisement for the shit I was just talking about. To make it even more fucking crazy, there's sometimes I'm just thinking about shit. Thinking about shit. Shit I did not say out loud to anybody. Thinking about shit. The next thing you know, here's an advertisement for the shit I was thinking about. You think shit is wild, you think shit is unbelievable. It's not. Truth is always stranger than fiction, man. What's that show on Netflix called? Stranger Things? Guess what that shit is based on? Montauk Project. Look it up, bro. You cannot make this shit up, man. These motherfuckers not pulling stories out of their ass. They're like, oh, let me see. Oh, this sounds really great. Fuck no, man. They're bragging, they're boasting about that shit. You think Operation Mockingbird stopped in the 70s? Fuck no. The CIA just said we will only get journalists to be involved in a program voluntarily. What the fuck do you think the CIA does anything to anybody voluntarily? The fuck? Oh man. To kind of transition from the Epstein thing, you just gotta watch that shit. I guess I wanted to say one more point about it. I'm surprised I'm actually remembering all these points I want to say. I didn't write shit down. I never do. Why? Lazy. And so with the Epstein thing, when he killed himself, right? They're showing a picture outside the jail cell, and so I guess kind of it's a documentary, so they're trying to give you footage and stuff and things as kind of trying to match the words with the pictures and stuff, whatever. It's a way of filmography is how you do things, right? I went to school for media broadcasting, radio communications, so I know how these programs. Literally, the news is a program, and it operates within an hour and within 10 minutes, 5 minutes, 15-minute mark, 30-minute mark. It's always on schedule. The news. It goes from world news, world events to local news to sporting events to finish the hour with something a feel good story. It's structured. It's structured like that. And you say, oh, well, it needs to be like that because of the time and stuff. Yeah. Nah. But as I talked about that, majority of the time is spent telling you negative shit. Shit that fears you. Shit that scares you. And they'll say, oh, but it's informative. You can inform people without terrifying them. Look at the words and pay attention to the words that they use and how descriptive it is. And it's always in a terrifying asset and a mindset. That's how you program people. That's how you manipulate people, man. You play on their emotions. Because once you're in a heightened emotional state, fight or flight, your brain doesn't work the same way. You don't logically think and you don't critically think. But they know that shit. They use that same tactic and same structures in boot camps, in the military, in all branches of the military. When I went through basic training in the Air Force, they say, oh, we're going to strip away who you are because we have to get everybody on the same level. And they say in a way of discipline and honor and structure and integrity. Brainwashing, bro. That's all it is, brainwashing. It's brainwashing. And if you don't be careful, if you don't be careful, you will literally get brainwashed. I went into it knowing I was going to be brainwashed. I know what they was going to do to me. But I went into it knowing, I told myself, like, look, you're joining for money. Didn't I say everyone has a price? Got you. I said everyone has a price, right? My price wasn't money. My price was independence. Moving out of my parents' house. Being able to take care of myself. I wanted to get married. I got married. Probably got manipulated into that. Probably I did. But it still was my choice. I fell in love. I believe I fell in love. Love's the power. Once again, emotions. I did it to myself. Or did I do it to myself? Who fucking knows? Who fucking knows? It's a mixture of all that shit, right? Because growing up, you see Disney movies, they tell you you're going to fall in love and stuff, right? Oh, I can't wait to fall in love. Oh, you fall in love. Next thing you know, you're part of the system and stuff. Because if you don't pay attention, you'll get wrapped up into shit. I'm not saying love or anything is bad and you shouldn't fall in love, none of that shit. All I'm saying is you really have to pay attention while you're in the moment. Even as you have emotions, you can never really have too much emotion. Because everything around you is designed to manipulate you, brainwash you. Maybe in a good way, maybe in a negative way. But mainly in a way that you don't fucking know. And that's really what's bothering some. So as I'm in basic training stuff, they talk. You got to strip away yourself, so everybody can have the same level, so everybody can have integrity and stuff. They're teaching you to follow their law and order and to follow, the rules and stuff and to play by the guidelines. In the Air Force, they say, oh, we're not teaching you to be followers stuff. We're trying to teach you to critical think. That's bullshit. That's bullshit. You want me to critical think within the box still that you put a structure around me. I can only critically think within the way or the frame that you told me to critical think. Because I critical think too much, I realize, what the fuck? I literally should not be here. Because my mindset was, I'll get a job, but I want to make sure I don't have a direct job that involves me fighting or doing anything. Because I'm like, I don't want to do that. Because I'm not doing that shit for these people in this country. But at the same time, how many action movies did I see growing up? How many times do I love watching action movies even to this day? And as I'm part of the military, I'm like, yeah, this is cool. I do want to kind of do this shit. You kind of get amped on it. And I'm in the Air Force. And I joined a branch where I shouldn't have to do none of that stuff. Or I don't have to do none of that stuff. Because jobs are different in the Air Force. But everybody's still in the military, so you still have to do some military shit. Guess what? I volunteered for Afghanistan. Why? Because, well, I knew I was gonna go. It was between me and two other people, and those people were single parents, but they weren't their relationships or whatever, their capacity to be a single parent wasn't the same as mine. Like, because my ex-wife was around, I knew they looked at me like, oh, he's fine. His ex-wife is here in the city and stuff, just right outside the base, so he can go away. His kids will be fine. Meanwhile, their spouses, ex-spouses or whatever, their kids' parents were literally gone out the picture in different states and stuff. So I volunteered, but also I didn't really volunteer. They were going to send me. And that's a whole different fucking story. But that's the way I felt anyways. But also a part of me was like, hey, I kind of want to have this experience. I want to know what the fuck goes on in Afghanistan. Part of me was like, hey, I want to do some real military shit. I want to go through some training. I want to wear the Kim gear. Not Kim gear. I want to wear the Kevlar vest, helmet. I want to wear the armored vest and stuff. I want an M4. I get an M4 with a red dot? Oh, hell yeah. See? Program. Fucking program. I've been spending my whole adult life trying to deprogram myself. This shit is fucking deep, man. This shit is deep. And it doesn't start as a kid. That's a fucked up thing. Because it's there as a kid, but your child mind can almost see through it all. Because kids ask questions. As an adult, you stop asking questions. So it's really, once you get into that worker's mentality, you stop asking questions. Because as an adult, now you're trying to find a way to survive. And while you're in that survival mode, that heightened state, trying to survive, you're hopped up on emotions. You're trying to do whatever the next thing you're trying to do to pay these bills. They got you worried about your bills. And rightfully so, because why? They set up the infrastructure. They They sell the infrastructure. We know how hard it is to survive. They tell you, oh man, you can get this house and stuff. You have these things where they say, oh, you have to make a certain amount of money to live. We don't really talk about money management skills in school. No, because they don't want you to manage your fucking money, bro. The economy is based on you fucking buying shit. You need spenders. You need spenders. And you don't need the big spenders. You need the small spenders. The ones that shell out a couple $100 to buy clothes and shoes. Because you get enough people spending a couple $100, that's where you get your billions from. Because your billionaires ain't spending money on that shit. Hell, a lot of times they get that shit for free, right? Shit is insane, man. Shit is insane. So as I'm watching a documentary Out of the Shadows and stuff, oh damn, I skipped over my fucking point. I still did. So okay, I have to make this point. Cause this is when I realized like, oh shit, like I knew you have to, and I do. But it's usually like with conspiracy, not conspiracy, it's usually like the different like Mockingbird or something like that, or Operation Paperclip. You'll see in movies and stuff. Whereas it was in I think it was in Captain America: Winter Soldier, I think it was, or maybe Civil War. I can't remember. But you have to think about things like that. They'll say things in different movies where Stargate SG-1. I said before that shit is just all fucking propaganda. Like they're just telling you what the fuck is going on and stuff, and put it as a TV show, and they're like, oh, it's just entertainment. It's not. I tell my kids it's entertainment. It's designed to entertain you, but pay attention to what the fuck is going on. They're trying to brainwash at the same time, and they're trying to tell you information. It's so much shit going on and stuff. So as I'm watching this documentary, my mindset it's been like this. It's been like this for years. Mainly because of the zeitgeist movie when I watch. But in the Epstein documentary, like I said, when they're showing Epstein talking about how he died and stuff, whatever, and they literally did this, man. Right around the time they was talking about, someone could have killed him. He did have powerful connections. They're showing the building or whatever, where the federal building, the prison where he was held at, and then they take a shot of a rat in the parking lot. You cannot make this shit up. Come sit there and like, huh. I was like, oh, that's funny. It's a rat in the parking lot. And then it hit me. I was like, that's funny. I come sit there and think that's funny. I'm like, it's a rat. This motherfucker out here snitching is a rat. And I'm like, wait a minute. What the fuck? That's what they're saying. And it's like, haha, this is what happens to snitches. We all know what the metaphor is, a rat. We know what that shit is. We know that's the person that snitches. Epstein was about to snitch. And here they are in this documentary talking about, oh, he had powerful connection. People probably could have killed him and stuff, whatever. And it's not beyond the spectrum to think that and stuff. And the documentary is touching on that. And then they give you a nice shot of a rat running around the parking lot. There's no fucking reason for that shot whatsoever. It has no fucking reason to be in that documentary. No fucking reason for you to show me a picture of a fucking rat. No fucking reason. Unless you just point out like, ha ha ha, this is what happens to rats. This is what happens to snitches. They get killed. Now, whether they're saying that, whether the people behind the documentary are saying that, or they're saying, look, he was a rat, he was a snitch, that's why he got killed. It's still the same thing. No matter what. It's showing that he was a rat, he was a snitch, and this is why he got killed. It's in plain sight. The best way to hide is always in plain sight. Because you don't want to be in hiding. In order to hide, you want to hide in plain sight. Because if you're hiding in plain sight, that means you can still go do what you want to do freely. You might get a little scrutinized. People might say some shit about you in the media. Don't worry. You control the media anyways. Don't worry. You put that story up there for about 2 days. Next thing you know, never heard that fucking story again. Epstein should have been in the media nonstop for the past decade plus. But he has not been. He has not been. To go on to the next transition, what I want to talk about, Kevin Shipp is a former CIA officer, right? I was watching a documentary this morning as I was working out, and I know I heard about him before, and it's not even that Out of Shadows. He's in the Out of Shadows documentary I watched the other day too, but he's in other documentaries, so I know I heard about him before, but Kevin Shipp is a person, an ex-CIA officer. And as I'm watching this documentary, if you can find it, I mean, you go to my website. I just posted it. It's at DamianJackson22.com. Another selfish plug, whatever. But if you go to that website, I posted that shit. I posted Out of Shadow documentary too. I think djack22.com is another. I think I own both domains. I'm pretty sure. I can't remember why I have two domain names. I don't know fucking why I did it. And I just still renewed it. So whatever. Anyways, I think Damian Jackson 22 is a long thing to say. I think I just want my own name in there too. I just set my own self up. They know. They already know who the fuck I am. They already know who I am, right? They already know who I am. They already been watching me. I've been military property. Like, it doesn't matter. They know who you are. They know who everybody is. That's their job. Every government job is to know what a citizen is doing because they want to protect themselves. They want to maintain their power. And if anything, everybody's a potential threat. That's how it goes, bro. Everybody's a potential threat. They do that. They teach you that in the military. I literally had training on identifying potential domestic threats. And here's the fucked up thing. As the years I've been in, the questions kept changing more and more. It went from, if you know anybody that talks to foreign people, or, what's the threat level indicator? Oh, it's a 3. You know someone that talks about foreign people. Then it went on to a couple years later to talk about if you know anybody that talks bad about the government, what's the threat level? I'd be like, oh, it's a 1. I thought you're supposed to criticize government. That's what freedom of speech is for. That's what the founding fathers said, right? Worry about the tyrannical run of governments and stuff, and always be ready to criticize government. Your Second Amendment right supposedly is supposed to be to fight off the fucking government, right? Just in case these motherfuckers decide to fucking arm up against you and take your right to bear arms away, right? Correct? And here it is. That's what it's talking about. This shit is crazy, man. Shit is fucking crazy, man. Shit is fucking crazy. I just can't get over it, man. Yeah, I kind of lost my train of thought. I just lost that shit. God, my fucking brain. I just lost it. Oh well. I'm sure I'll find it later on and stuff. But Kevin Shipp, he explained the shadow, and this is what got me because I knew the shadow government and the deep state, but I really thought there was interchangeable. They're actually two separate entities. The way he's explaining it. And to his credit, if you're trying to discredit him, you can. But just as I tell you, and just as he said in the document in his recorded talk, not press. I can't think of the right word. His recorded speech, or whatever you want to call it. As he's talking and stuff, and he says, do your own research. And if you look up these government docs, you go to CIA.gov and you can look through their documents and shit. Bro, they talk about this shit. Like I said, they hide in plain sight. They talk about this shit. They don't care. Because they know there's nothing you can do about it. Because they're so deeply connected. And the fact that whole term conspiracy theorist, CIA made that shit up. To counter to after JFK assassination, anybody who thought that the government had to do anything with JFK assassination, you're a conspiracy theorist. They make it seem like you're running around, with that tinfoil hat craziness. There's nothing crazy about you questioning anything. There's nothing crazy about that. And that's what they try to steal from you as a child through indoctrination, through the education system. I tell my kids, like, look, you have to always think for yourself. Even the stuff that they're teaching you, use it as a way to constantly learn new information and keep asking questions and keep thinking about it. And your teachers don't have the answer for you, that's fine. They ain't got to. Because you're in the digital age. Go to the internet, look up shit. You need more help, come ask me. So we're always talking about different shit. I had to explain to them, like, look, they tell you, I said before, they tell you Christopher Columbus discovered America. No, he didn't. He didn't discover America. You discovered America for who? The New World? The Europeans up there? Motherfuckers been knew America existed. Motherfuckers already trained with people, the native people of America. You don't know that though. They're not gonna tell you that because we're going off of European indoctrination of Spain, Portugal, and England. Probably some of France thrown in there too, but mainly Spain, Portugal, and England. That's what we're going off of. And they try to rewrite history throughout the world. It's a fucked up world we live in, man. But Kevin Shipp talks about like I say, if you want to discredit him or whatever, you always look up the information for yourself. And I go back to when I say that these people are they have egos, they're narcissists, they're arrogant. So they were like, oh, how come they haven't shut them up? How come they haven't did this and stuff? It's all about risk management too. One, we don't care if he's out here saying these things. He's saying these stuff. He's doing a little talk or whatever in front of like 30 people. We don't give a fuck. Oh, this video got a couple million views. We don't give a fuck. We don't give a fuck. Because some of those views can be duplicated. Not necessarily everybody actually, a million different people watch those views. Some people watch that. Some people can watch it over and over and stuff. They don't care. Because they're in position of power and they're narcissists. They're like, we'll be fine. But if you do it's risk management too. So if you do something that they don't like, they'll find ways to discredit you. They'll kill you if they can. So it's just options, man. It's just options. People can tell the truth. You have whistleblowers all the time. That's the fucking thing. You have whistleblowers all the time. If anything, what they do, they won't put you on mainstream media. They won't put you right in front of TV for the world to listen to. All you can do is try to talk to whoever you can talk to and stuff and try to spread the word as much as possible. And they slip up. They're still only human, or human to a certain extent, or wherever the fuck they are. They still make mistakes. And because mistakes don't come with that arrogance anyways. Happens all the time. So Kevin Shipp was talking about the shadow government. He's talking about the Council of Foreign Relations, who created CIA. He's talking about how you have all these, pretty much these alphabetic agencies and shit. The FBI, the NSA, the DIA. Bro, when I took an intelligence class because I wanted to do intelligence. I was going to try to do intelligence in the Army. That didn't go over. Had an issue with that. Of trying to get into the Army and stuff, mainly because my commander tried to block it, even though he couldn't block it, but he was going to make shit difficult, so I just gave up. And then I was going to do a geospatial intelligence job. I said before when I did the podcast about my military career. So what I wanted to be was in the know. I didn't want to do shit. I didn't want to save nobody. I do have a heroic mindset in me at times, but what I really want to do, I just want to know some secret shit. I was like, what the fuck is going on? But I'm glad I didn't, because I don't know if I'd be able to withstand some of the shit, because even the shit I'm thinking about, I know it's not the worst shit. That's the fucked up thing. But doing while I was about to do geospatial intelligence, I knew I can go into other government agencies. I knew I can go into the CIA. If geospatial intelligence, you're just looking at fucking satellite images, analyzing them, trying to see what this structure is from, pictures taken from satellites and stuff, trying to see what the structure is a building, what type of building it is, these mountains, whatever the shit is. And probably you don't have to do that shit no more to that extent, because technology is probably so far advanced that motherfucking can spy on you they could probably read your phone just from space if you had that shit out in public, out in your hand. And you think it's crazy, but at what point do you think that technology would be in the regular average person's hand? At what point do you think that type of technology will be known about? Because it seems like they don't release technology until they find a way to commercialize it and sell it to us as a product of entertainment. Right? That seems to be the basis of it. Even when they talk about cars and things like that, we have to find a way about how can we, it's a problem to sell. I think Elon Musk talked about it with the Teslas. He says it's one thing to design it, but it's another thing to create a manufacturing, industry around it in order to manufacture these cars at a large scale. That's a whole separate problem. Whole separate problem in itself. But to as Kevin Shipp was talking about the different agencies, and I was talking about me doing the geospatial intelligence, and taking the intelligence class, I realized this shit goes way back to like when the army was trying to send up weather balloons. I think during the Spanish-American War to spy on shit, to spy on the Spaniards or whatever with their navy ships and shit. Like this shit goes way back, man. We're talking about them trying to in World War II, trying to listen to outgoing communications from America to see if they can hear any information and stuff, anything that's being said, any possible threats, anybody that's gonna commit treason or anything like that. He talked about how they had the information. I mean, I guess let me make my point first before I go on to another fucking different thing. So like I said, when I was trying to do that job, I was trying to see, okay, I want to retire from the government because retirement government seems to be guaranteed. It's about the only fucking thing guaranteed. Because that's the only thing that's going to keep going. And the only thing that's going to outweigh all these other fucking industries and corporations or whatever. Because they're all tied into the same thing anyways. Yeah, I'll talk about that later. But I wanted at the time, if I was going to do geospatial intelligence, I wanted to see, all right, what kind of job can I get if I decide to get out of the military? Because my reenlistment bonuses are already high, and it's high like that for that job at that time because motherfuckers getting out and getting paid way more without the whole being in the fucking military, putting on your uniform and doing all that shit every day, right? And that's why I seen that I could do it for the CIA, the FBI, and then I seen something, I was like, oh, DIA. I was like, what the fuck is a DIA? You don't hear about a DIA, Defense Intelligence Agency, right? Then you have the DNI, Defense of National Intelligence. And then you're like, and then they have their own branch, and there are multiple branches and stuff. Think about where the NSA comes back from what? The National Security Act was signed in 1947 stuff, and then NSA has been around. But you didn't hear about NSA until Eric Snowden. Or you didn't really hear about NSA until after 9/11. This is what Kevin Shipp was talking about. Like, they've been around. You just didn't know about them. Because 9/11, after a while, everybody's like, oh, well, it's okay they spy on us because we know we have to watch out. No, bro. No. It's like the CIA knew about those so-called terrorists, whatever and shit. Saudi Arabia is embedded in this country. Israel is embedded in this country, in this government and stuff. This shit goes bigger than what you think. Because they have had years, and they looked at the past history of past civilizations and governments and people in position of power, and whether they're all connected in a sense of bloodlines or relationships or association, doesn't fucking matter because when it comes down to it, these motherfuckers are taking past history, historical events, the true historical events, the shit that you don't know about, because they're taking those strategies and perfecting them. We have birth certificates, Pledge of Allegiance, saluting the flag and shit. Where does that come from? Nazi Germany. Look it up. Look it up. Now, I could be wrong to the extent of it, but look it up. Do your own research, man, because all it takes is for you to question one big thing. You can question 9/11. You can question the Gulf of Tonkin. You can question Pearl Harbor. You find one fucking thing that the government, and you'll question that shit, and you can research it, and you'll find that the government knew about certain things and flat out lied. And people in positions of power, and the media did not do anything to report it. You find that shit. And I guarantee, without a shadow of a doubt, you will find some other fucking thing that's connected to it in some other historical event. And then you'll find another. And then you'll find another. And then, that's what they say, you go down a rabbit hole, bro, because it gets fucking scary. You go down a rabbit hole, you go into fucking, you're Alice in Wonderland. You're like, whoa, what the fuck? You're in a simulation within a simulation. A false reality is put around you. That's insane, man. That's how deep this shit goes. You think depression is built into society. It is. They keep you in a depressed state. Because no matter what, we all feel, no matter what, like we can work hard as we want to, but we still can't somehow break through this barrier. And even if you get money, even if you get something or whatever, you're still programmed to what? Try to attain more money, try to attain more wealth, right? You're really not really programmed to just get a certain amount of money and then just be fine. Like, okay, I reached how to live. I reached, a certain level of life that I can maintain this. And it will all be a struggle with you to try to even maintain that because something else is going to come out. Some other electron is going to want to come out. Something else is going to come out and you're like, damn, you know what? I kind of want to make that money to buy this. Damn, you know what? I want to travel the world. Oh, got to find money to do this. It's hard, man. It's hard. It's constantly is a balance in that. Constantly is a balance in that. And guess what? At no point in time do they tell you to just live. At no point in time do they tell you to just live. I was having a conversation with some friends the other day, and it was like everybody wants more. People always want more, and it was like, oh, who doesn't want more? And I was like, me. I don't want more. Because if I want more, then what? Then I will want more. And after that, I will want more. And it'll just be never ending. Never ending. And then I'll try to pass it down to my kids. And my kids after my kids. And then they will want more. And they will want more. So I'm trying to find a balance. And haven't found it yet. I don't know what my level of balance is. I don't even know if I want to say that shit. I don't even know. Like, it's wild, man. But once again, to stay on topic, Kevin Shipp talked about all these different government agencies and stuff that you don't even know operate and shit. Say the NSA, Department of Homeland Security, they have their own section. The Department of State, they have their own section and stuff. So the President of the United States, if you haven't noticed, it's not really that powerful. If you haven't noticed throughout this pandemic, they'll be like, oh, we need to go out and vote. We need to get rid of Trump. We need to do this stuff. How? Why? Oh, he's ruining the country. He has the pandemic and stuff. It's all his fault. How? I asked that question, how? Because that's a simple question to ask, right? Instead of you telling me, I need to figure out, wait a minute, how? Well, how? Oh, it's because, wait a minute. President is only in charge of federal things, right? Oh, he shut down the country. Oh, he stopped people coming in and out. That's about the extent of his federal power, right? And even executive orders can be seen as an abuse of power as well. But you have a shadow government fighting against Trump. You have the deep state government fighting against Trump. You have probably them fighting within themselves. We're literally living in a conspiracy theory, and we're just sitting here watching these powerful elite groups fighting against each other. And they're all positions of power. At the end of the day, no matter what, someone is going to be in control over you. No matter who it is. And it's not even a lesser of two evils or three evils or whatever. It's more of no matter what, there's someone going to be in control of you. Because at the end of the day, we as human beings seem to have not evolved to a point where we feel that we are responsible enough to control our own lives. Because we're still a republic, a representative republic. We elect representatives to what? Represent us. At what point will we become a society where, I'm talking about any society, civilization, country around the world where everybody actually has a voice to speak about shit? When will we ever come to that point? Because our evolution, we're not evolving, bro. We're not evolving. We're not. We think we're so smart. We're not. We're not. Because like, oh, these are complex problems and stuff. No. In order to fix a problem, in order to solve a problem, you have to look at it multiple ways. You can't just build your shit out of everything and solve all your problems. You can't just build this infrastructure. You can't just put more money into it and solve a problem. When has money solved any fucking thing? Right? They can print as much money as they want to. When will the money solve anything? And ironically enough, when Trump does these things and stuff, and people are like, oh, look at what he's doing. He's destroying the country and stuff. It's funny because if you pay attention, all he's doing is using the system against the system. And it's like, look how fucked up all this shit really is. It's funny because we see a pandemic. Bill Gates put out Event 201 with the Johns Hopkins University and stuff. and the World Health Organization back in October of 2019, and they're alluding to how a virus can, a pandemic can just mess up the whole world because none of our infrastructures are capable of handling this. Of course, because no matter who's in charge, everybody wants to have a digital economy. That's something they all agree upon. New world reserve currency, the death of the dollar, the Bretton Woods Agreement. That's something they all agree upon. They want to bring it into a digital society. When you hear people talk about Bitcoin and things like that, and you say, "Oh, it's used to trace to hide money and stuff," bruh. Understand blockchain. Understand encryption. Understand how blockchain is one big data collection, encrypting the data and logging the data. Everybody in position of power, no matter what coin or what side that they're on, whatever, the side of the coin that they're on, or wherever the case may be, everyone in position of power knows that a digital cashless society is the next step. It's a way to keep track of everyone's financial transactions, no matter who you are. Now, the real goal would be to keep track of everyone's financial transactions, even the government, because now we should know where our tax money goes. Your tax money goes into defense budgets, contracts with Lockheed Martin, Amazon. The Washington Post it has to be an agreement, or it was an agreement, or still is an agreement. All these different medias are in agreement with the CIA. And then Amazon, I think, just got a defense contract, some type of contract with the CIA or some type of or FBI or Air Force, some government institution, or whatever. And then Amazon buys Washington Post, and Kevin Shipp explains this in his press conference, his speech, his talk. I can't think of a good word to say that. I can't think of a good word to say what it is. I don't know why. But anyways, he says it. And I said the link is on my website. But it's crazy because it was the part that I watched about almost an hour and 12 minutes, something like that, and then just cuts off. So I don't even know where the second part of this shit is. As it says in the description, it's like 1 of 3 parts. So now I have to find the other 2 fucking parts because I still just got to the tip of the iceberg, bro. I still got to the tip of the fucking iceberg, man. This shit is so deep. They've been doing this and they have years and years ahead of you to plan this shit out. To plan this shit out, man. Motherfuckers be in Congress in positions of power for years. That's why you have to look at a Fauci, where the fuck his name is. You have to look at this dude and be like, oh, well, this man's an expert. That's why you have to listen to him. Stop. Take control of yourself. You are just as smart as intelligent as everyone else. You might struggle to learn a little bit. It might take you a little bit longer to learn information. You might have a little bit more trouble doing with math in comparison to someone else. But it doesn't matter. Everyone learns at their own speed. You have to believe in yourself. You have to find some way to believe in yourself. Minus some real, neurological, physical issues with your learning capacity in your brain or something. All I can say is try your hardest to understand everything going on around you. Because we constantly think these people at the top are super smart. Bro, they just have different access to different information than we do. And you think I'm making shit up, or you think it sounds crazy? What do you think fucking secret clearance is? Top secret clearance. Bet you don't know there's levels above top secret clearances. And you're probably like, oh yeah, of course you got the president. No, I'm not talking about the president. I'm talking about these corporations. I'm talking about CIA, FBI, Homeland Security, the National Geospatial Intelligence Agency. What the fuck? Or National Geospatial Agency, National Reconnaissance Agency. The fuck, all these things. Monitoring the weather. Oh, we're just monitoring the weather. Oh, we just got satellites in space just to get to topography. Why I can't say that word right now. Topography. Damn. Brain is sucking, whatever. But they got all these different agencies and stuff. All these different satellites in space. What the fuck you need all these satellites in space for, bro? What you need that shit for? Who you fucking watching? That's why even the allies, our allies, the United States government allies, they're mad. All the other countries around the world, they're like, yo, y'all do this shit? But they're all in the bed together. They're all in bed together, so it's not like it makes too much of a difference. They're probably just like, damn, man, you could have let us know you was doing this shit already. Like, fuck, what other technology you got? Come on, y'all can fucking share it too. God damn, y'all just want to be in charge of everything. That's it. That's it, man. That's it. You got the Council of Foreign Relations, right? You got the Bilderberg Group, the Committee of 300. You have Bretton Woods Agreement, Jekyll Island, right? The Federal Reserve Act. What the fuck does the Federal Reserve have to do with anything? Federal Reserve is not a government institution. No congressional hearing, no congressional approval. It's signed into existence. I believe no congressional approval. Either way, it's fucked up. Because it's a private institution, the IMF, World Bank. Pay attention, man. Pay attention. You think I'm making all this shit up? You can't connect the dots. XRP. That's all I'm gonna say. XRP. Look this shit up. XRP. Because these motherfuckers don't care if you make money. Like I said, you can make X amount of money. They don't care. Because they know what you're going to do with the money. You're going to go buy a house. You're going to buy a big ass, nice ass car or whatever. You're going to probably take care of your family. They know. They know how you don't know money. You don't understand money the way they do. That it might last you a generation or two, but they know how to make it last for generations. And in order for them to make it last for generations, the type of money and wealth that they have, you're gonna have some type of association. Like I said, you can only make so much. And I used to not even believe that. I mean, I'm not believe it, but I used to even be like, nah, well, I don't think that's possible because, there's no, they can't stop everybody, and they can't stop everybody. They can't stop everybody. That's something that needs to be said. They can't stop everybody. They can't control everything. Which is probably why they want to, lower the population. Because, what Georgia Guidestone says, you need a population about 500 million. But it's true. Because, it's true, but it makes sense. It's logical. You don't need a huge the more people you have, the more hard it is to control. And even though we're in like this technocratic plutocracy or whatever, and all these oligarchies, these corporations, everybody, all this technology, everything that spies on us, it's still hard. It's still hard. Your data is the number one resource now. They throw shit out there, smoke screens like, oh, TikTok in China is monitoring your phone. Oh man, you gotta get rid of this TikTok app because China, bro, fuck China. You ain't gotta look no further than the Capitol building. You ain't gotta look no further than the White House. You ain't gotta look no further than the Pentagon. You ain't gotta look no further than the CIA, FBI, Department of Homeland Security, NSA. You ain't gotta look no further than all these people in Congress, your senators. Don't look no further than that shit. These motherfuckers right there, either directly or indirectly, are involved in spying on you and me all the time. And I can't stress this enough. Because this shit is not crazy. This shit is not make-believe. These are not random stories. They are literally telling you this. They are literally telling you this. It's in their government it's in their own documents on their own government websites. They're letting you know these things are going on. And there's nothing you can do about it. That's the fucked up thing. If anything, we better hope that everybody keeps reproducing. We better hope that our numbers increase. Because there will always be more of us, the regular average person, than there will be of them. Always. Always. But will there be enough people that care? That's the real question. Because the power we have is the power of the people, right? That's where the real power comes from. They know it. That's why they do their best to control people. They are all collecting the data on you to, one, sell you things, and two, to understand how you think, to manipulate you. They did MK Ultra, LSD. Come on, man. MK Ultra, LSD, mind experiments, implanting memories, wiping people's memories and implanting new memories. You think they stopped? Why the fuck would you stop if you're seeing progress? You're gonna continue your experiment. Operation Mockingbird. Oh, don't worry. We stopped paying the people in the media. Now it's just voluntary. The fuck? There's no voluntary nothing, man. Media should always be unbiased, reporting the facts. And then sometimes the media does report the facts, and then what? They cover it for like a day or two, then that's it. Or they have an article put up, then they get it taken down. You have to be cautious of every fucking thing you always hear. And here's the fucked up thing is, why are you not already cautious of every fucking thing you hear? That has been stripped away from you as you have grown up in this country, in these modern civilizations, these modern societies. You have been told as you got over, like, as you gotten older in school, you have been told, oh, that's just how it is. And then you hear that enough, you're like, okay, well, that's how it is. I tell my kids, like, look, no, that's not how it is. I was like, the money, you understand the concept of money? Like, no, it doesn't make sense. You're right, it doesn't make sense. It never will fucking make sense. And that's where your true power comes from. The power of the people and the power of your own fucking mind to try to question everything. To question and be like, you know what? Does this make sense? If you're wrong, you're wrong. It doesn't matter because at least you know you're wrong. At least it was your own free will, if that even exists. But at least at least it's your own version of illusion of free will, not someone telling you have a choice. Think about voting, man. Get out and vote. Oh, make sure you vote. Make sure you vote for your president. Oh, get out and vote. Hey, I'm running for Congress. I need your vote. Oh, look. We put this into law. We signed this bill. Oh, don't worry. Your representative made sure they represented you correctly on Capitol Hill. You don't need to vote on this bill. Oh, I'm gonna sign. This president signs his executive order. Don't worry. You don't need to vote on that. Don't worry about that. I signed this executive order for you. These motherfuckers killed JFK, man. So Kevin Shipp was talking about JFK, or JFK was the last president to challenge the shadow government and the deep state. And now you're seeing Trump trying to challenge it. And that's what he was saying. And whether you believe in Canaan or Trump is the savior, so I don't think Trump is the savior. Because I don't think nobody can save me but myself. That's it. Because I'm still in the system of control no matter how I look at it. Money will always be a system of control. Until we get rid of money, until we get rid of government institutions in the way that they are. I'm not saying governments are wrong, but just like the founding fathers put in the Constitution, but if you look back in history, look, any institution of government control or power always comes corrupt. I said it in one of my podcasts, a post, the quote, I forget from one dude, but basically power corrupts absolutely. It always does, man. It always does. It always will, because it just seems to be human nature. We have not evolved beyond that yet. We just haven't. It just is what it is. And then these people have occultic, spiritual things that they do, and they worship different things. They worship the devil, or what they think is the devil, or what they want to call the devil, or what we think the devil is. Who the fuck even knows? Wherever they worship or wherever they want to get their power, their essence as extraterrestrial or interdimensional, parallel universe, wherever the fuck it is, they have these ancient secrets of knowledge that they know about, that we don't fucking know about. Like I said, they're so far ahead of the game that we don't even fucking know. They're so far ahead of the game. You literally have to spend your whole life looking up this stuff, looking up these different things. And that shit will blow your fucking mind, because how you maintain your sanity, it's hard. And if you do maintain your sanity, once again, I said depression is built into the fabric of society. The more you know, there's no way you don't be depressed about this shit, because you feel more and more helpless. You lose hope. You lose hope. 10, 15 years ago, I was like, yeah, man, we know this shit is wrong. There's stuff out there. We got to rise up. We got to have a revolution. Now, me at 33, I'm just like, fuck, man. Fuck. I don't fucking know what to do. I don't know. I want to help out. Shout out to a mega fat coalition trying to do things to change the world. But fuck, man, this shit is wild. This shit is hard, man. This shit is hard, man. They're always watching. They're always monitoring. Like I said, JFK was the last one to try to do that shit. We know the government killed JFK. Guess what? Trump released those documents last year. Things were still redacted, but it said the government killed JFK. No one talked about it on the media. They glossed over that shit. Glossed over it. They control the media, man. They control the media. You just look up who controls the media. All the corporations that there's no way. All one entity should own all these different fucking entities. You have one parent company owning all these subsidiaries. Why? Bro, the people that started Google, left Google, came back and bought Google. People still talk about Google like it's bigger than everything. No, it's Alphabet Inc. The people that started Google came back and went and bought back Google. Alphabet Inc. And Google owns YouTube. Google owns a whole bunch of other shit. Google has a quantum computer. Why? And watch this weird connection. I think it was in Outer Shadows. It was talking about Epstein. A lot of our technologies come from people like Epstein funding them. And in the Epstein documentary on Netflix, it shows that Epstein was financing these theoretical physicists, Nobel Prize winners, people at Harvard. This is how fucked up the world is, man. That's why I say there's no good or bad people. It's just fucking people. It's just fucking people. Because what if someone's a bad person like Epstein, but he funded motherfuckers theoretical physicists and shit, and that. Next thing you know, now we have quantum computers. Why? Because this motherfucker made sure there was money for that research. But guess what? You and I don't know about quantum computing. No, we had to go to school. We had to go to college. It's way too complicated for you to understand. Not really. You can look that shit up. Look it up. Do your own research. Try to understand it. And here's the thing. You don't have to be a fucking expert on everything. Just have a basic knowledge of everything. Or as much as you possibly can. Because they have yet to, you have quantum computers who goes on to, process information at a subatomic level in the quantum world. But I don't think they built a supercomputer yet that can match your brain or the capacity of the human brain. They have that. They always say it's a myth that you don't use 10% of your brain. But it's not that you use 10% of your brain. You use all different areas of your brain, but there's a lot of synapses in your brain that just don't do anything. You have junk DNA. There's things in your DNA that doesn't do anything. The fuck is that shit there for? Huh? The fuck is that shit there for if it doesn't do anything? Who the fuck put it there? Bro, you can ask questions upon questions upon questions to peel back the fabric of reality, and that shit will blow your fucking mind away. And you start to be like, what the fuck is going on? Why am I going to work? Why am I doing this? Why am I concerned about this celebrity? Why am I concerned about this athlete? Why am I concerned about this? I know it's entertainment. I know I find some enjoyment from it, but you know what? It doesn't need to be my whole life. I still enjoy those things, but I don't make it my whole life no more. I guess I never really did. to that extent. I still enjoy watching football. I enjoy watching basketball. I enjoy these different things. I enjoy UFC fights. But guess what? As I'm watching it, I'm also keeping my mind and my awareness open, because once you open up your mind, once you expand your awareness, you'll never go back. You'll never go back to being a closed-minded person. You'll never shut yourself off like that ever again. Because the most entertaining shit there is on this planet is human beings. Nothing is more entertaining than us fucking people walking around this planet. And the other aliens walking around this planet as well. Oh man. If you check out my website, I got some links for former defense minister. That's what I was initially wanting to talk about, was aliens and stuff, because people, once again, they think you're crazy if you talk about aliens. But as far as I know, there's nothing more crazier or egocentric to think that this planet, the space that we look up into, that is all of this is just for us and no one else is fucking here. If that's the case, then why does it need to be so big? And then you can argue the science or whatever, or it's really not that big. And here's the fucked up thing is, because people, and some of my friends pointed out the fact that well, you've never been in space, you don't really know what's up there, and they don't want you up in space. They also don't want you in fucking Antarctica, because it increases your awareness. If you find out what else is going on, you will be like, wait a minute, what the fuck? They try to limit you, the being. I need to finish watching this. There's this guy, I think it's Reborn or something like that. He's on YouTube. I haven't posted on my website the video he made and stuff, but I need to finish watching it. And I have they already tracking me and everything I do. I have the government. I'm fucking reading Podesta emails on my phone and shit. Like, come on, man, this is it. I'm not trying to hide no cookies. I'm not trying to hide no trace of my digital footprint. My shit is all over the fucking shit that no one should really be looking into and stuff. I'm already probably labeled crazy somewhere. I'm already probably labeled a conspiracy theorist. And I already got disability and stuff. I already have labeled depression and shit. So I'm already discredited. I'm already discredited. Dude, I already discredited my own self. Because with me having mental issues and stuff, I'm already discredited. There's no way you'll pay attention to me. There's no way most people will look at me and be like, oh man, he knows what he's talking about. Fuck no. Fuck no. They'll look at me and think I'm fucking crazy and I'm making shit up and I'm just, oh, he really can't believe that. Or does he really believe that? Oh, he really thinks that's happening? Oh, he's fucking crazy. He's weird. Oh, he has depression. Oh, he fights with this. Oh, he has neurological disorder. He has this wrong with him. I'm already discredited. Bam. See how easy that shit was? How easy that shit is, man. It's not that hard, man. Because they have already put these images, these thoughts into your mind. So I can go off and talk about whatever I want to talk about. I'm already discredited. Everybody, oh, well, he's not a real scientist. He doesn't have he has a degree, but he doesn't have a degree in this. He don't know what he's talking about. Right? Even though me, everybody can get on their phone, get on a computer, look up shit, read the actual information, read what these other scientists are talking about. Shit, now we want to talk about pandemic and virus stuff. You can get online, you can read what the government, the CDC actually says about it, how they actually diagnose it, how they determine a case, a possible case, how they determine diagnosis, how they do. You can look up Apple and Google, trying to figure out how different apps, trace trackers and all this other shit. They know they can do it. They already do it. They already can do it. It's not that hard. And you can be like, oh, he don't know what he's talking about. It's really hard. It's really complicated. If I'm sitting here talking about it, if I'm thinking about it, you don't think the people who have the resources and who are in those positions or who have those jobs stuff aren't thinking about it as well? Think about it. Think about it. If I can sit here and think about the possibilities of doing these things, the people in position of power, just You know what? Just take a programmer. Just take a programmer at Apple. If I'm sitting here thinking about, man, how they can use my phone to track other people's phone stuff, I wonder how they can do that. A programmer at Apple is like, man, we can do this. Let's see if we can do this. Hell, general curiosity would make you do dumb shit just to see if you can do it, just see if you can get away with it, or just to see like, I wonder can I do this or not? Oh, let me clone a sheep. Oh, we're not gonna clone humans. That's immoral. We just clone the sheep though, and maybe some rats. We just want to see if we can do it, but we're not gonna clone humans. That's immoral. You should never clone a human. But what if I agree to be cloned? What if I'm in a position of power, money, and wealth? And I say, hey, I pay you $1 billion. You can clone me. See what happens. Don't worry. I'm a private person. I'm a private citizen. I'm giving away this right and stuff. You can go ahead and do it. And I'm signing, and I'm making sure that I have these rights over this property, because all it is intellectual property. You can trademark it, a lot of shit, right? Ask the Washington Redskins. See what you can trademark and not. see how much a trademark can get you in trouble or whatever the case may be. Shit is stupid, man. Shit is fucking insane, man. It goes so deep, man. I just want y'all to figure this shit out, man. Look, I think I was talking to y'all about my numbers. I was like, I feel like there should be a lot more people viewing. Not that I should have a big number, but I feel like I should have a couple hundred views by now. Cause I put out a decent amount. I put out like 25 videos, and then I look at my Podbean app on my phone, and it said I have like 216 plays. But as I look on the app on the statistics on the website, I was like, oh, it's not. I was like, hold on now. I was like, oh, and then this was it all within like a day or two of each other. Because when I looked on the website on my computer, it was like 126 or something. I was like, I was like, you know what, whatever. But that's too crazy, right? That's too conspiratorial for me to sit here and think that, oh, maybe my numbers are not the same as they should be. Well, I mean, 'cause who would give a fuck about me, right? But here's the thing. There's nothing wrong with me asking that question. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. In fact, I hope I'm fucking wrong. And that's what you're gonna realize. Ask these questions. They sound crazy. You better hope you're fucking wrong. In fact, if you don't have a deity, you better, whoever you want to pray to, you better pray, hope, wherever the fuck it is you do, that you're wrong. Because everything I'm saying, we better hope that I'm fucking wrong. The people that are saying it too, we better hope that I'm fucking wrong. Trump is saying that shit, we better hope that he's fucking wrong. Because if even 0.00001% of that shit is true, that is fucking bad. And guess what? Shit is true. Shit is factual. Stay away from the word true. Shit is factual. Going back to that, I was talking about the CIA.gov website and the YouTube dude that I was listening to, whatever. He was saying that we are beings of light, and they was talking about the CIA being involved in interdimensional beings and know that interdimensional beings exist, and they know that we are beings of light. Shit sounds crazy, right? Why the CIA investigating shit like that? Why are they using Project Stargate to do God, I can't think of the word. Is it psychic seeing? Astral projection. Why are they looking into shit like that? Why are they going into alternate reality and trying to telekinesis and use things in your mind? Why are they performing experiments on kids to see if they have psychic abilities? Why do you think this shit don't exist when you sit there and watch Stranger Things? Oh, look, this is a cool story. Oh, man, I really like this show. Shit goes deeper than you think, man. Shit goes deeper than you think. I don't even know what to say anymore, man. I don't know, man. I just want y'all to pay attention. Pay attention. Because, before you get ahead of yourself, thinking that you can change the world, like I said, you have to change yourself first. You have to change yourself first before you can even think about spreading information to everybody else and say, and look, and like I'm trying to spread information. I'm trying to help change other people, but I'm not trying to force a change. I'm just saying shit. I'm presenting different evidence, trying to tell you the facts. And when I say facts, I mean shit that you can go out and prove. I'm saying don't take my word for it. Don't believe any fucking thing I say. I tell them the same thing to my kids. I'm like, look, don't believe anything I say. Don't even trust what the fuck I tell you. Trust no one. To a certain extent. I guess I have to say that too. I tell them as well, like to a certain extent. Because I could trust you, but I don't really trust you. I'm trusting this own information. I'm still really trusting myself that I trust you. And I still have to be questioned about trusting myself. Because you all have to be kind of, it's just the world that we live in and we operate. Think about the concept of lying. The concept of lying. Lying is a survival skill. Somebody sat there and was like, you know what? I'm not physically strong enough to fight off these people. Or I'm not physically strong enough to attain their resources, their food, or their agriculture, or maybe get access to this river. In the tribal or primitive moral mind state, or the same shit we kind of in, I guess. But I guess less infrastructure. Some human being, our early Homo sapiens, was probably like, oh, how do I can't physically beat them off where I have to find some other way to get what I want. Well, if I tell them this, they don't. It doesn't matter if they know it's true or not. And then I can help. I can find and then I can use that as a way or a method or a tool to attain what I want. If I tell them that there is not a lot of fucking food left. Now I'm trying to find the right analogy. I think you get what I'm saying, anyways. The whole thought of lying was someone had to originally think. I think it was a movie too. It was a movie. I forget who was in it. I think it's the invention of lying and stuff. I remember watching it. It fucks your head up because you're like, yo, it was one person, the first person in the world, all of a sudden told a lie and got away with it, and he realized, wait a minute, I can just lie, and as long as nobody checks on me or questions what I'm saying, I can do whatever the fuck I want. That's pretty much how it goes. Because it sucks, but you gotta understand, human beings, who we are, you, me, everybody, we're not really perfect. Obviously, we're not perfect people. Everybody makes mistakes, but we also make bad choices, intentionally make bad choices. I'm not bad choices, but we intentionally do nefarious or what we think is not so good or bad deeds towards other people. You, me, everybody. We all have done it. To me, it seems like the goal of human existence and our human experience is try to move beyond that. What we would think, what we try to perceive as love, is try to get away from those negative and condemnations. Do I want to say that word? I'm pretty sure I'm using that word wrong. But those negative aspects, those negative choices. Negativity is something that we associate with, the feeling bad. You can't tell a lie without feeling bad. You can't omit, something that is the factual truth or whatever. You can't omit that without feeling a little bit bad. And you'll struggle your whole life trying to avoid that. It's just how it is, man. It's just how it is. You gotta be skeptical of everything. You just have to be. And to be honest with you, fuck all the future and the past, all that shit. We're here in the now, the present. In the present, this is what's going on in our world, in our country, in our fabric of society. This is what's going on in your relationships, your family structure, your house, your jobs, everything. You have to be cautious of everything. You have to be cautious of everything. What you hear, what you say, what you do. And at the same time, you have to find spiritual awareness and spiritual freedom. You have to escape through your own mind, which has been enslaved. You have to escape through your own mind. Understand the world you live in. Understand what's going on. Don't take my word for none of this shit. If you think I sound crazy, then I sound crazy. Doesn't even fucking matter. Doesn't even fucking matter. But I challenge you, I dare you to go out and prove me wrong. Because I want to be wrong. I want to be wrong. Because when I look up shit, I'm trying to not have confirmation bias. I'm looking up shit and like, I hope I'm wrong. I'm hoping I'm wrong. Until I kept looking up more shit and more shit. And I'm like, okay, why? Okay, I'm not wrong. Okay, these people aren't wrong. Okay, what else the fuck I don't know? And that seems to be the never-ending question within my lifetime, my existence so far, is what the fuck else I don't know? Cause, well, me and my one of my best friends said we were always like, I don't even know. like, like, I don't even know I don't know what the fuck is going on, man. I don't know what's going on. As I tell you all this, I'm like, I don't even know. I don't know. I just know a lot of shit just doesn't make sense. A lot of shit doesn't make sense. Like I said, you read a government document and you're like, oh yeah, oh no, oh Operation Paperclip. Oh yeah. We did do that. Yeah. Oh, these people were bad, but they weren't like Hitler bad. You know, they did some bad things and stuff, but you know, they're American citizens now, and they did a lot. You know, they help us with our space technology and stuff. You know, hey, we have them. They help us, you know, go to the fucking moon and shit. You know, it's just so much shit out there, man. It's so much shit. It's so much shit, and I just keep touching on more and more stuff. And I'm just like, what the fuck? When is it gonna end? And it doesn't, man. I just watched the episode on Stargate SG-1, and I knew they had Stargate Atlantis, and I knew they had Stargate Universe. So it's all on Hulu. So I was looking for it. I was like, oh. But then, like I said, as I'm watching the show, I'm like, wait a minute. I've seen this conspiracy before. I know about this, or this quote unquote conspiracy. But oh yeah, I know. And I'm watching season 6 of it. And I'm just like, I know it's gonna start talking more and more about Antarctica and stuff, whatever, or Atlantis and stuff. But then I'm like, oh, these motherfuckers in Antarctica. Oh wow. Oh, you find a body in Antarctica frozen in ice. Oh look, you you unfreeze a body, frozen body being unfrozen. Cryogenics. The movie with Pauly Shore in the 90s. Encino Man. Come on, man. Come on, man. Is it the same people just writing the same movie scripts and TV shows? Don't forget that Stargate SG-1 is filmed on an actual Air Force base in Cheyenne Mountain. The institution has actual Air Force people in the fucking background as extras. Has 2 Air Force generals on the show as guest stars. One of the main characters on the show, the real name Richard Dean. Oh, he got a commendation or some type of medal or something, award given out by the United States Air Force for portraying this character and putting the Air Force in a good light. Yeah, because that's what we do, right? Give awards to actors for portraying a fictional now, person in the Air Force and making the Air Force look good. And guess what? That Stargate SG-1 was part of the Air Force Space Command. Guess what the Air Force Space Command now is? United States Space Force. Shit like this should not connect, man. Shit like this should not connect. But it does. But it fucking does, man. Like I said, so Stargate SG-1 episode is talking about people, them being in Antarctica, finding a human. Come to find out that human is million years old. And they're shocked, and they're like, you know what? We're not evolving from something. We evolved to look like something. We evolved to look like these humans. In fact, we are these people. We're just lesser versions of them that we have not been evolved to. In fact, this might not be the first time human civilization has risen. This could be a cycle. Interesting enough, that's what Graham Hancock talks about too. Why is this in a TV show in the early 2000s? Guess who been to Antarctica? Germans. United States. Other nations. In fact, they got this like one world kind of unity going on in Antarctica. And tell everybody, yeah, no private person can come to Antarctica. If you can, or if you have the money, you can come see the ice, the shores. You're not finna go any closer. You're not finna go any deeper. Admiral Byrd, in the 40s or 50s, somewhere around there, going into fucking Antarctica and stuff. Why? Oh, we're just studying penguins and shit. Oh no, the worst. They printed this shit, shooting up fucking nuclear weapons into the atmosphere, into the ionosphere, just to see what happens. Come on, man. Come on, man. Come on, man. Same thing. The media back then, the papers, they put shit in there. They put it on page 7 at the bottom. They're going to put it on the front page. And if they do put it on the front page, it might be for that day. You never hear about it again. Think about Antarctica. You cannot go to that motherfucker. You cannot go there. You cannot know what's going on there. None of that shit. And you look at pictures, you're like, oh, why is shit look like a fucking pyramid right here? Oh, no, that's just a mountain. There's kind of some sharp edges around this mountain, right? It's kind of defined, isn't it? I mean, kind of looks like these other pyramid structures. In fact, why are there so many pyramids around the world? I'm telling you, you can go on and on and on and on and ask questions, man. It's never ending, man. You know what? I probably fucked y'all head up too much, man. So on that note, till next time.